That should come up in just a second. Excellent. What was I looking for? Oh, I got to change the stream chat so that way I can look at it on Discord or on OBS. Docs, custom, paste, go. There it is. Awesome. That's that. And if you guys want to give a man a hand, oh, that's the chat. You want the whole link. That's just the chat link. Don't go to there. That's no good. Go there. Give that a look and listen and like, and that would be super helpful. All right, so we are replacing the plugs and coils and also the rear flange at the end of the head here because it has got a leak. And so I am trying to get access to that, and this wire makes it a pain in my butt. And this wire can move if I just honestly unbolt that little bolt. There's a little bolt on a bracket. So I guess I'll keep going with my normal method of making videos, which is kind of do most of it and then go over it and do most of it and then go over it with the video. Oh yeah, Waukesha, first like yo. All right, that can go here, and this can go down here. And that goes here. We will go ahead and start recording. All right, so we got approval to do the flange at the rear of the head and the coils and plugs. So in order to get the flange at the rear of the head, you're gonna have to take off this vacuum pump. There's 3 bolts, one there, one under here, and then there's another one way down here that you can pretty much just feel. Then easiest to get this, just unplug the harness here. There's not much to it, just unbolt those. I had to unplug the fuel pressure, this one, that one, and you'll be able to move this whole harness kind of like down and out of your way, because you're gonna be working with your hand back here and your hand around this way to reach to the back of that, maybe even down through here. So next I'm gonna take off this vacuum pump, which I wanna make sure I have that there reasonably. To the vacuum pump. If you would also like to watch this whole repair live without any editing, you can go to the YouTube and watch the live stream every day, and you'll get to see this stuff going on. And but I try to cut it down and put it on the YouTube. You can also go watch the VODs, but if I make a repair video, I try to concise it, make it very short, so you can get the information you need and get out. Yep, give it a good old reach around. Why is my ringer so quiet? There. It's like wrestling with less contact. All right, sorry. That totally left my wrench over there. All right, so I'm gonna be honest, I got this one tool for this purpose. It's kind of irritating to get this bolt and that bottom one down there. So I got this flex head 1/4 inch ratchet because it lets you get right onto it. Because this little line and just the firewall in there is generally just a pain in your butt. So as I always state, leave the easiest bolts for last. Try and get your harder bolts. Where's the darn bolt? Ah, there we go. What's up, Rogan? Rogan. Almost out. The problem is it's a little too tight, like just to get it with your fingers, so you have to ratchet it out the whole way. It is not a quattro. It is just front wheel drive. There we go. Got it. One more bolt off. And then finally the pain in the butt one down here, which this one I often have to get with a different socket, but it seems like this one will work out okay. Ow! I just jammed my hand. Again. I wonder if I can get the camera down there so I can show everybody, so that way it's a nice, good perspective. Of course, I probably already made this video. Aha. Let's hit record. I know it's not pretty, but it's close. There's that bolt at the back here. This one right there. These are all T30s to get this vacuum pump off. And that's got that ground, so once you get this off, you have to get this whole little bracket comes out. And thankfully they didn't have anything attached to this. And then that will give you access to get this pump out of the way. And then you can get to we'll be able to see it more once we get it off, because there's the flange that we're taking off. And so it's just, it really helps to get that out of the way. So you want to get a new gasket for it and everything there too. But we got bolt here, bolt there. We already went over that. T30s, great. The heater hose line, the pipe that comes off the back of that there, it provides heat to from the cylinder head to the heater core. And the problem is that flange is cracked or it's leaking. So yeah, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button over on YouTube, that is immensely helpful to me growing the channel. Because I just want to help people fix their cars, man. And I want to help other techs do their job better. How does it crack? It's plastic, man. It gets old and breaks. Happens all the time. I fix lots of these. That's why I know what I'm doing without having to look at instructions. So that's what that bolt looks like. And then finally we get off the easy bolt at the top here. The amazing gloveless mechanics. Is it rare to see a gloveless mechanic? Well, the O-ring stayed on there. I'd like to get a new O-ring. Awesome. Now we can see it. Let me go up front and tell David real quick that we need that O-ring, so to make sure he gets one. Yes and no. 1 second, I'll be right back. Cool. All right, got it, made sure he's ordering a part. All right, so what we need to get is a bucket because I'm gonna have to drain all the coolant out of the back of this. and it's gonna make a mess if I don't have something under there to catch it. And I don't wanna make a mess. I wanna stick something under there to catch it. So we'll put this bucket under here about so right there. Hopefully that'll get most of it. Gloves don't necessarily make it harder to work. It depends on what kind of gloves you got. We got little nitrile gloves. They're not really irritating or anything. They can be. I don't know. I'm just used to it. So now what we got to do here is we got to get down here. Come on, turn up, camera. Turn up. Turn up. There, I'm trying to get you as close as I possibly can so you can see what I'm doing back here. So here's the connector for the heater line. Let's not lose that clip because it's kind of critical. And then we want to get this line off like that, and that will make a mess down below because we want to drain all that out because it's old and gross. Dang it, missed some of it. Awesome. So the hose is pumping out the fluid as well as out the flange. And the other thing we have to get loose is this connector, because this hose connects to this pipe, which connects to that flange. I got to get that hose clamp out of the way. So I need something to squeeze that. And just so happens I happen to own a tool that is kind of for that purpose right there. And so today on this episode of Tools and How to Use Them, a remote clamp squeezing tool. This will hook to here, and this is actually really easy, comparatively speaking. Now that I can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna have to rotate that clamp slightly. So I'm probably gonna need to grab a screwdriver or something and see if I can't get it under there and get it to rotate around, which it's not going to want to play nice. So we gotta rethink that method. Let's try this. Can this hook it? I might have to do two things at once here. I might have to hold that out so I can grab it with the remote clamp spring compressor tool. But I need 3 hands. If I bash my knuckle anymore today, that same knuckle, I'm gonna throw something. I have hit that bloody knuckle now 3 times in the past 10 minutes. Come on, rotate. I know you don't want to, but I'm asking you politely. I wonder if I can wedge this under there to hold that up. Kind of like, nope, not like that. Like that. There we go. We got it holding that up. Now maybe we can take this and get it down on there. Come on. Oh, it didn't stay. What a jerk. Problem is I need 2 hands. One to squeeze this. One to...
One of 2 O-rings. I ordered them both.
Okay. That's fine.
I ordered them. They won't be here till
Later. Well, it's one of the last pieces to go on, so. Did that do it for us? Eh. Tools and how to use them only when they're useful. Ah, come on, you jerk. This is why I hate these kind of springs. They're great for installing things, but they're awful for removing. Oh, come on. There we go. Can I just get you off? Yes, I can just get you off of that. Succeeded. Succeeded. But if you were to use the remote clamp tool, it would look like this. You would stick this on here, like so. You would compress that, and then you'd squeeze, which I still need to move it a little further back. There we go. And so even the neat part about this is this has a locking mechanism right here that will lock it so it will keep tension on it. Like right now, it's still held down, and I'm not doing anything. So to release it, squeeze and hit the switch, which you can't. There we go. And that lets it go. And so now we can go back here and see that it'll let go. Nuts. I'm ruining my camera work. Huzzah. That hose is off. It's one of the pain in the butt hoses. Usually it takes more fighting. Sweet. Hey, buddy. What's up, young man? All right, so now what we can do is we can disconnect the pipe, which is 2 bolts. Now that we've got that loose, let me see if I can stick this somewhere that's more convenient to see, and then I'll just jam you guys right down the back. So this is the flange. There's 1 pipe, or 1 bolt, and those are triple squares. That's another triple square, and those are the 2. Then you have to make sure to disconnect. Crap, I'm running out of cord. There we go. Then we got to disconnect this connector on this. This is your water temp sensor. Keep in mind you're looking at everything upside down because I'm just holding the camera upside down. And we can even see where it's leaking pretty well, I think. There, and here isn't so great. It's got that goopy stuff at the bottom of that hose. That's also been leaking. That might be our main leak. It might not have necessarily cracked at the head there. So, all that's back there. So if you're doing this, it's just irritating. And I have crap on the lens, on the camera. All right, let me wipe that off, and we'll get back to it. That good? Yay, we cleaned it. Put you guys back over here then, because I don't really need to see it. I do it all by feel at this point, or from this point. There's the bolt. That feels like it's probably a 6. Like I can't see anything, but too small. My bit. It is an XZN8, triple square 8. Right? Yep. Ah. Let go. This is very fun on the wrists. I could use a longer extension. That would make life easier. To unscrew this bolt. Also, to be honest, I need... Oh, I don't mind the bloody knuckles. Gives you good stories. So I'm holding it between these two fingers, and then so it doesn't fall, and then rotating it with my left hand there. And we got the bolt out. Come on, there you go. Ah, out we go. So there's one flange bolt. Let's go for number 2. Are you kidding me? I just threw everything all on the floor. All right, number 2 is right here, where my thumb is. Right there. Not a lot of room to ratchet. Bye, camera. And then no tapping on the thing here would cause you to fall over like that. If you think you can get electric ratchet down there, by God, A4, bud. I'm using the rag to help me get a grip on it because it's oily and stuff down here. But maybe we don't have to do that. There we go. Ah, nuts. Ah, crap, it dropped. Oh, no, it didn't. It's right here. There it goes. It fell. It's down there in the abyss. Well. There. The flange is out. Yep. Trying to wipe it off, see if I can find any more damage to it. I think the flange itself is not terrible. I was expecting to find worse, but it wasn't leaking very much. This is already a Vico. It's been replaced before. I don't think I did it, but Vico is not the OEM stock. Usually it's Hengst. So now I gotta locate that bolt. Where'd you go? They can only go so many places. And none of them are into a dangerous spot, if you will. Worst is it fell and caught somewhere right up here. Let's go fishing. Well, let's go look from below. It maybe fell further than I thought and didn't make a sound. Although I'm a bit disappointed. I was hoping to find more crack, but I think this gasket is pretty done. Yeah. Oh, look at you.
You may want to, I guess you're not taking the other, you've taken the vacuum pump off, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There may be a part number on it that tells you which O-ring whenever it comes back.
Oh, do you want the vacuum pump?
Yeah, I think it was.
I said, did you want the vacuum pump to try and do that?
No, I was just telling you, if you're about to put it back on, you might want to write down all the part numbers.
Ah. My flang in here. My flang. Part number on the new flangy. 06 Delta 121 132 Charlie. That is what we're replacing. New in box. We're gonna go grab an O-ring for this coolant temp sensor, which I hope you ordered one. Yes, good. Yes, we have a new coolant temp sensor and new O-ring, which these is part number 059 919 501 Alpha. So in case you need that stuff. Because the coolant temp sensor, but the problem is this one is gray, this one is not gray. They are both 2. Ooh, this is 4-pin. So this is 2-pin. We can't replace this, but we can use the O-ring. This is 2-pin connector. So that is not the right part number. I hope you're watching. This is a 2-pin connector, and this one, I'll go find a new O-ring. We won't be able to change the actual sensor, which kind of sucks, but I like to change the sensors because these sensors aren't the most reliable. But we got our new part. We got the old one out. I think I showed you how to do all that, yeah. So let's start getting the new one installed as soon as I find the bolt that I dropped. If I show back up with a gray beard, it's because it took that long. I get paid hourly. I don't get paid by time. I'm not flat rate. All right, first off, let's check on the floor. Make sure it didn't make it all the way and hit something like the carpet. But I don't see anything. I'm more worried it hit the subframe and got stuck. Yes, I'm waddling around funny. Problem is over on this side, there is really, let's see, there is not much to look at. Subframe? No, I don't see it up here. Stop dripping on me, you jerk. Drip right in my face. Trying to make sure it's not trapped up in any of these stupid spots. But mostly, I don't see it. That means it's probably stuck on the top still. And I just can't see it. Yeah, let's get back to the top. There's nothing I can do down here. It's less access than I thought it was. But does that answer your question, Mr. Harrison? We're just paid hourly. When did I start learning car mechanics? I was like 24. I went to school. I did a little in high school, just a little bit. It wasn't super in-depth. It was just your high school tech classes. Mainly because I could waste most of the period doing that, and I'd rather do that than have to do like biology or something of that nature, which I did not like at all. This is more up my alley. About to do the other method, which is grab the air blower and blast down there and wait for something to pop out. If it's loose, we'll hear it. It fell into the abyss of no return. The place where all the engine parts go to die. But in the great beyond, the beyond, the beyond. Beyond the beyond. Well, son of a bitch. That's no fun. I am not having any luck finding it. Oh yeah, I got so many bloody crevices in here, huh? So if it fell from right, where's that frickin' hole? Right there, and the bolt's right there. So if it fell from there, likely would have hit that. The problem was, I think I might have pushed it the other way because of how my hand was. Let's check the other side before we get too excited. Well, this is certainly frustrating. The bolt has gone to the nether regions. Back to the bottom, I guess. If you're going to change it from 1.8 4-cylinder to a 6-cylinder, you're going to have to replace everything. Like, just at that point, it's easier just to get a new car. I don't get why people would want to do that. Get ones that's built with it. Nope, I gotta find it. I don't like losing bolts and not knowing where they went. I think there are some shops that just rent space, but I don't know them. Oh, is he asking about, don't know where you should go after work? Anywhere, especially if you're 4 years into it. Find a shop. Well, you are certainly being no fun. No fun, my good sir, no fun. I say poo-poo to you, sir. Poo-poo to you. Just trying to make sure it's not trapped up here on the subframe. But no, if I cannot find the original bolt, I must keep looking because I don't know where it went, and that will cause me literally to lose sleep at night as to where the hell did it go. Alright, that has to fit there. Ah, I see it. I see it. Now it's just a matter of can I get to it? It's on the other side of this axle flange. There it is. Let go. Boink. Got it. Because I mean that right there had the potential to get into the axle flange and possibly jam it against something, and it could have broken the housing, could have broken all sorts of stuff, depending on what happened to it. Or it might have just rolled right out and never interfered with anything. But I would prefer not to play that Russian roulette game. So, again, if you lovely fellows over on Twitch would be as of kind enough to also make sure you check out the YouTube and like/subscribe to it, that would be fantastic. And I would greatly appreciate it. Make me super happy. Love you long time. Right, Noah? Love you long time. Love you long time. Right? Yep. Woo. Yo. No, I doubt it. We got the internet now, man. I don't know what to make for a TikTok video. Oh snap, I think that's the wrong one. Me? What are you trying to find out? Trying to find out the width of that rotor?
The minimum thickness.
You want to get a different dial caliper than that giant thing. Where'd I put my dial caliper? Doesn't seem like it's in here. It's not. Why is it not in there? Because if it's not in there, then where the hell is it? There it is. It's sitting in my toolbox. Did you find the minimum thickness?
It's written on that one, 18.4. That's what I want to know.
What does it give us?
19.75.
Okay.
All right, look at that new one.
20.3.
So it's not a whole lot of difference then.
No.
19.9. Let me make sure I measured that one right too. Excuse me, I gotta get next to it. $19.4. So no, there's not a ton of difference between these two.
I think they're arguing. I think they arguing.
Never seen a hose. There's rivets in it.
No, but it's a Beamer, so who knows? Also, if you guys enjoy this content, please consider subscribing on the Twitch or the YouTube. Either or, I don't care. Oh my God.
Where's the caliper at?
Oh yeah, YouTube is definitely up their streaming game. Definitely up their streaming game. And they're coming, I've said it before and I'll say it again, they're coming for Twitch. That's the short answer. They wanna knock that competition down. They want YouTube gaming to be the central location for all that stuff. And I don't know who's going to win that grudge match, but I know I'm gonna play both sides of the game. I'm gonna play both sides against the middle, because that's what good businesses will do. Try and use them both. Now what?
Nothing.
All right, before I put that new flange back on, I'm gonna go get me a new hose clamp that's not a spring clamp. I wanna get a screw clamp. So I make sure it's on there tight.
He's got to pick somebody he's going to deal with and trust. He don't trust us, and they're the ones spending us. You know, you got to pick somebody.
New clamp.
That's what I tell people.
Okay. One thing we're gonna do though first is we're gonna go get the garden hose, and I'm gonna try and get this hose up here a little higher so I can get the garden hose down there, because I want to flush this with some water, try and get this green out of here. It's got a bunch of green coolant in there, and we need it to not have green coolant in there. It's supposed to have pink. Ugh, sunlight's sun bright. Sun's in my eyes tonight. Wait, right? Isn't that how it goes? So I'm just gonna pump it with some tap water. This is just a safety precaution for all you bastards, aka my entire streaming rig, because it is not cheap. And I want to make sure it is okay. So you guys be back here. Well, that's not gonna work. Can I pull this up this way? I just really got to watch out for that flange, because we got the vacuum pump off, so we have exposed to the, you know, the rest of the system. But I think that got enough coolant through it, or enough water through it to flush through the coolant. And also just see if I can stick it down through here. Nope. Not gonna have much luck with that. All right, that's running clear up there. Now let's go down below and crack the drain. Hopefully we'll get some nice clear fluid. I know, I don't want to leave the door open too long. It's blinding to everybody. Yeah, you got most of it in the bucket. Mostly I'm just trying to dilute it to the point that it's not going to matter, you know? Where did my angle pliers go? I put them back, I know that. Here's one. Apparently I didn't put it back. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. There, now I let that piss out and drain for a little bit. Just draining it right out of the bottom radiator hose, so let that go. Wait for that to finish. What is lift goes up crooked? What are you talking about? The lifts have balance cables and stuff on them. And if it goes too far, it'll trigger, it won't let you do it. Yes, it was, Mr. Jeremy. The missing bolt was located. She was located. Holy mackerel, Jim Bob. Did we really go up 10 subscribers on YouTube today? Hot stuff, bud. Hot stuff. You guys are awesome. Don't be left out. Make sure you sub to the channel and stuff. I mean, the slight difference between locks on one side and locks on the other isn't that big of a deal. As long as when it breaks, it stops it. I don't really care. I've been doing it like this for 12 years. Nothing's happened, so I ain't worried about it. No, locks aren't going to be offset. This is a slightly older lift. It probably needs to be adjusted and touched up some. The one that's to the right, the one that Noah works on, that one was installed about a year ago. Maybe less. No, more. It was before we bought the shop. So maybe 2 years ago. This one that I'm working on, maybe 5 years ago. Might need some maintenance. No, I don't think it's not operating abnormally to the point that I would be concerned. Let's go with that. Still kind of green. I think this time we're going to dump this bucket. And we'll put the bucket under there and we'll pull the hose back in and we'll fill it up with the bottle. Just let it dump out into the tank. Gross. It's also got some nasty chunks in it. I hate coolant. It is the worst. It is the grossest. It is the worst. It just makes you feel slimy. And I hate the feeling of coolant on my hands. But you get used to it. Dragging the hose one more time. Better. Better, better, better. Better, bitter, butter, better. Butter. Better, butter, better. At least the bottle's clear. That's for sure. I really want to take off that heater line. Taking off these heater lines is always scary because they are sketch. They are a sketch to say the least. Like the heater core and all that stuff's very brittle. And I don't like it, Sam I am. I do not like it, green eggs and ham. But I think we're gonna have to do it anyway, just to make sure we do a good job. Because we want to do the best job for the customer. Yeah. Off you go. That's what I would like to do if I was doing my own car, so seems only fair. I should do it for their car. Break that seal loose. Like I said, I'm leaving you guys back there for the moment just because I'm worried about I don't want to damage anything. Whoa, snap, don't short the battery, that would be bad. That'd be a quick way to pain. Quick way to pain. It would not feel good. Come on, you jerk. Just let go. Ah, there we go. Ah, got it. Now just pump some coolant right into this heater line. Ah, snap, I'm making a damn mess on the floor. Because I took the other bucket out. Stay. Grab that. And just put a little bit through the heater core to make sure that's empty itself. Awesome. That's running clear. I love this. How's this running? Still green. This is probably molded to it. Ew. In-ground lifts. Gross. I do not like in-ground lifts. It gives me the sketch. Well then, if you insist. I agree, Big League Drew. I also worked at Firestone for a short stint, and I really did not like it because them things was sketch. Yeah, I did not like the Firestone in-ground air lifts. They were, as best put, super sketch. That is true. Yep. Hey, Mr. Ant, how are you? Hey. Letting it drip drain for a few more minutes. Not minutes, but seconds. You see, that's one of the concerns. Like my middle son is very big. He is like 6'1" right now, and he's 14. And he shows no signs of stopping and growing. So he originally was really considering a career basically what I do. He was just, I was gonna teach him up and, you know, teach him the ways of the mechanic. And the problem though is him a big boy. And I have trouble, I'm only 6 foot and I can walk onto these lifts, but I gotta, do that. And if he's gonna be like 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", I don't know how tall he's gonna be. He's gonna be walking under here like this. And that's not gonna be very comfortable. So I'd be like, maybe you should try a repair job that doesn't involve having to squat under cars. Or a career that shouldn't involve that, rather. But, like I've told you guys before, I mean, I have some ancestors and some relatives that are pretty fucking big. My cousin's 7'2". On my mom's side, my mom wasn't that tall. My uncle was tall. He was like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". And then all of his kids are really freaking tall. They're all at least 6 foot kind of thing. So I know I got the ancestry for it. Yeah. He, I guess his, my brother got to meet him when they went up to Chicago, and he he's certified to marry people, and so he does it whilst wearing a full decked out suit of Viking armor. And he's got a big beard and everything like that, and he's a big boy, so like this massive dude's like, "Do you wish to marry this lady?" Yes. So he does Viking style weddings for people that want to do that. A notary, I mean, I think he's like a minister or whatever. Maybe just a notary, but. All right. I gotta go get an O-ring for this oil or coolant sensor. I just put that in there to trick you. Where did O-ring go? There it went. Yeah, that O-ring's still. I'd like to change it. Let me go get an O-ring. Hold on just a minute. Stare at that thing. Back. Kind of the motif I was going for. It was inspired by Boba Fett and the Punisher, yeah. Both of those things are accurate. All right, let's get this thing back in there. All right, so we have our new flange with the sensor plugged in, and we are going to feed it into this hose that you can see here first. We're going to feed it into this, and then we are going to pop it into its place right there, like that. So we can clamp it down once we get it bolted down. So we will get one of its two bolts, get them started. Where is the rest of my, there it is. So let's try and get this bolt in this hole without dropping it again, because I did that the last time and it went poorly when I had to go searching for it. And I think we got a thread started, so let's just keep a finger on it, reach down here with our socket and our extension, and I think we got it. Come on, turn. This one was kind of irritating to get out, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was kind of difficult to get in. Getting it turned just a little bit. I don't think we're cross-threaded or anything like that, it's just, it's a little tight. We can always back it off and try again. yeah, like I'm spinning it in, it just starts getting a little tight. Ooh. One thing I do want to do real quick before I get too excited with this is take that bolt back out. I want to blow in those holes with some air if I can reach it, to make sure that there's no water in those holes, because I did kind of flush the system because they had green coolant in it, and so I was trying my best to get it out. So since I have the block drained. Where's that hole? Right. Hopefully that got that one. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the other one though. That one's way down there. I can't reach it. I can't get my air hose under there. Well, at least tried. Maybe some of that air moving by it helped. I also want to look at this bolt. Oh, it's got like Loctite on it or something. That's what's being a pain. It's got like some sort of... Let me just clean up that thread real quick. Hold on. Run this down a tap real fast. Just clean up the threads on here so it doesn't get stuck or rusted or bound up. This is gonna be a what, 6x1.5 or 1? And 6x1. Yeah, I cleaned off some junk. Yeah, different compounds, different things of that nature. All right, cleaned off the threads. Gave him a little run down a tap, or a die technically. So you don't want to mix coolants. We were just having this conversation in chat here a little bit, which is you definitely don't want to mix coolants, because different coolants have different additives, different chemicals or compounds, and if you mix them, it can lead to very bad things. And the problem is the people that need to know this are the people that aren't going to watch this video. And that's what I'm trying to figure out how to solve. You know? Because those people that are so ill-informed about their automobile are the ones that are going to mix the coolant, because they're like, coolant's the green stuff, right? And just slap it in there and then cause themselves a big old messy headache. And usually they learn this lesson once they get to the shop, and the shop tells them, yeah, the green coolant isn't the best stuff for that. So where's this bottom hole again? Come on in, you can do it. There we go. Ah, dang it. I need a longer extension. Where did it go? There it is. There, that one went in. And we have our clamp on here right there. We haven't tightened it or anything yet. Now we can go through, tighten it down. Click. There we go. And click. Fantastic. Whew. No, not really. I don't. I'm just a stock guy. I'm not smart. I don't do all that custom wibbly wobbly stuff. I've worked here most of my career, so like 90% of my career I've worked at this shop. All right, I can't remember if the wires went above or below it, but we're going to take a guess that this wire went above it and that wire went below it, and it was something like that. And hopefully when we put it all back together, it will look good. Is that it? Did I just snip it in there? It feels good and firm. That's what she said. There. Well, there's the flange installed. Now we just got to do this. Hello, I just read your chat. What am I working on? Look to the top. No, engineers are smart. They're focused on something totally different. They're focused on getting the product to do the thing that it's supposed to do, which is be efficient, be powerful, be whatever it is. I hate engineers just like the next mechanic, but I know it's not really their fault. They're just doing what is requested of them. I want to blame the designers and the manufacturers and the... there. And the, well, everybody else involved is the short answer. Everybody else involved. Cool. Well, that's that. Hello, Ang. Shungfo. Needle nose. Needle nose pliers, vice grips. All right, so we got the new flange on. And now we just need to get the vacuum pump back in and finish kind of tidying it all up. So, if you're curious or you have any questions, this is mostly about the removal process, let me know. We're going to do the plugs and coils coming up here soon, and we'll test it all once we have all our parts. For now, enjoy. All right, I'm just stopping the VOD. Well, thank you. I know. I don't want people to think that I have some sort of bloated sense of knowledge that I don't think I have. I mean, everybody's got their blind spots in there. I know that I don't know a lot. There's a lot of things I don't know. There's a lot of things I do know. And I hope that I can help you. That's kind of the main thing. I just can't tell that that hose is all the way on. Seems like it. You just got your CDL, really? That was honestly, like, it was the thing that I'd considered because I know how much truck drivers are needed right this minute. Yeah, I do. I'm just working right now. All right, that's on. I think we got that all tight. I'm gonna go back and give them just one more little cranky click down, make sure that they're good and snig. Good snig. Yeah, very good. That one's good. This other one. Where is the, oh, I'm not even on the bolt. Yeah, that one's good. All right. So you have to change the timing cover on a 2016 F-250 Super Duty. Cuss the engineer over that one. I probably would too. It's one of the reasons why I don't like some of these cars is not a big fan of the diesels anymore. Especially the diesel Volkswagens because they're so over-engineered to make them meet all the standards that they're a nightmare to work on. Like, you are fighting everything. Every single thing you could possibly fight, you're going to fight. And it's really annoying, and I hate it. And I don't want to do it. Like, at least, this is hard, but at least it's manageable. Like, you know, I got the flange in and out in an hour. I had to take off one other part, but it's not a, like, it's not like I'm pulling off the timing belt or something so I can change this stupid coolant leak. But most of the problems with a lot of over-engineering of things is because they have to meet regulations that are put out by lawmakers. And you can argue as to whom is responsible for what, but and what reason they did it for, but besides arguing that stuff, it's still things that wouldn't happen if they didn't do it, you know? Yes, we do get in political arguments during the weekend. On Sunday, if you're unaware, is STS, as I call it. Talk Sunday. I try not to swear on YouTube, and since I'm dual streaming to both right now, I try my best not to swear because I want to try and keep it PG. Granted, that's why I have to make sure that I can edit that previous video because it totally had people getting blown up. So we'll want to make sure we cut all that off the end of the video. This stuff is so green, it looks like washer fluid. Man, it's pretty clear. It's just got a very slight tint of that. What was dark green is now very, very light green, or light teal. I don't know how else to get the rest of it out of there, besides just flushing more and more and more water through it. And that just sucks. I don't even know if I'll get it all out of it, even if I did do that. Says it right there. is which I'm fixing. There. Don't worry, we got a coolant tank back here I'm dumping it into. Not dumping it on the ground before anybody gets upset. We got a big coolant storage tank that they come and empty out every once in a while when it gets full. Mostly we just call them when it's getting close to full. They just emptied out our oil tank the other day. All right, let's get rid of all this wet, soppy grossness and throw this in the trash. Or maybe in a bucket. So that way these can just slowly ooze out and drain. I have not heard that name. You get a couple more of these maxi pads. All right, there's that. So is he not in stream anymore? Did he get banned? Take it up. I don't know. I'm so confused as to what he's upset about. Is he complaining that most people's cars break due to negligence? Yeah, that's pretty much true. But there's plenty of reasons that cars break that aren't due to negligence. There's bad designs and bad engineering and all sorts of other stuff that leads to these failures. Negligence is just a major part. I'd say it's probably more than half of car repairs that I do are due to just negligence, where they just haven't kept up with stuff, they haven't replaced this, they haven't replaced that, they haven't done this, whatever. It just goes bad. Or something starts to go bad and they don't fix it. They don't fix it soon enough. They just like let it go. And they keep letting it go and they keep letting it go, and eventually everything dies. And that's not particularly good either. So yeah, I mean, it's just the way of the beast. But then you could argue that's the same thing with literally everything. People's health. I mean, your health is the only thing you have, and people neglect that and like nobody's business. People drink and eat terrible food, they go to fast food only, they're very lazy, they don't exercise, they don't do anything. So yeah, they get very large or very immobile due to not taking care of their body and not finding out like, hey, do I need to do something? Because I decided I was going to start going to the gym after, well, not after, but it was just about time. My brother started going and he's like, you should come, it's only $10 a month. And I was like, that's not bad at all. And it's got squat racks and all sorts of fun stuff. And I do enjoy exercising. But I always told myself, like, hey, you know, working on cars is enough exercise. It's pretty taxing on your body. It's not. It is and it's not. It's different. Nice, Harlock. That's awesome. Keep it up, man. Let me show you something.
The one that works at Carmack. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And the older BMW.
Scroll, 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 scroll. Okay, this is gonna take a hot second to load up. These are still on? Jesus. Just mute that. Trying to find a decent, oh, wow, it's this one. Lol. All right, look at this guy. Look how scrawny he is. What's up?
You talking about me?
Yeah, you, probably that one.
I don't know if the colors will be different. They're very close.
It looks like this one. I'll just pull this one off.
I'm going to leave this one with you just in case. Let's make sure I get it back.
Well, hold on. That one is, no, that one's too small. It'd have to be that one. That would have to stretch too much. But look at that dude. For, well, can't really size comparison. But, I mean, I've been working at the shop for years. And just so scrawny. Yep, it's just a tad thin with no muscles. I've been working on cars plenty. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna start going to the gym. And also long hair. That was daily follower goal. At that time, what was this, 2017? August 24th, 2017. I probably had like 11,000 viewers, or followers. 2 years. I started in like the summer of 2019. And I haven't ever taken it super serious. Like, I go there to get some exercise, to do some work, to just, you know, keep moving and doing stuff, you know? Like, I need to, but I don't have like a routine that I follow every time and I count my reps and all blah, 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 blah. I don't do any of that. I just pop in, I find something that I want to do, I do it. I do it hard, you know, like I work hard when I do it. And, but I'll be like today, I went in and I'm like, well, I busted my knee yesterday, so no squats today, but we can do preacher curls because my arm's feeling a little tight. And I did preacher curls, incline bench, lat pull downs, and there was something else, tricep extensions. And so I just picked something I want to do, you know? And because the point is you want to be disciplined about it, but you don't want to be your own slave driver. Does that make sense? Because if you set the goal too high, your chances of reaching it diminish the higher you go, and also your attitude towards wanting to do it at all diminishes as well. Like, who wants to beat themselves up all the time unless there's a particular point, you know? Because then you just feel bad for like, oh, well, I didn't go to the gym this morning because I didn't have enough time to get all 20 of my sets in, so I just didn't bother going. And it's like, well, you know, I'd rather just show up and, like today I worked out for 20 minutes. That's all the time I had. Because I woke up a little later and I was pretty tired because of Halloween last night. I was like, you know what, I gotta go to the gym. I'm gonna go do something. Just get the heart pumping a little bit and get some of those muscles moving. And it is what it is. I try to make like my Saturdays, when I go on Saturdays, if I have time to go and I'm not like doing anything else, then those are the days that I try to like have something kind of planned. And I'm gonna go in there and like do a lot of, I'll be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll try and do literally everything I can think of. And I'll leave there being like, we're gonna go home and sit down, maybe take a nap. But I'll do deadlifts, squats, bench, incline, lats, pulls, rows, everything I can think of. Like, before I leave on Saturdays, I'll be like, what isn't exhausted? Back's tired, legs are tired, hands are tired, biceps, triceps. Oh, I didn't do my back. Go do some rows. Well, again, my best advice for that, for me or for people who are lazy like me, is just try and get something done. Doesn't have to be a paradigm shift. You don't have to leave there and being like, woo, I did everything. It's just a matter of keep those muscles worked, keep them tired. So that way when you go home at the end of the day, like tomorrow I shouldn't be sore, but if I am, I won't be surprised. Like if I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, a little sore on the pecs there. But the main reason is because I've noticed I look at my coworkers and they're all like this. My older coworkers. Mr. Mike kind of shuffles around, kind of like that. He doesn't really, he walks normally-ish, but he kind of shuffles a little bit when he walks. And I'm like, he's 60, and I don't want to look like that when I'm 60. I want to be able to stand up straight, etc., not have my back hurt, my knees hurt, my sides hurt, whatever, just because I'm existing. I'd rather they hurt because I overworked them because I worked out too hard today. Like, yeah, right now, like my shoulder right there, like I think my trap, a little sore, I don't know. But on top of that, it gives you confidence boosts. It helps you learn your body better. Like, knowing what I can and cannot lift is big. It's very helpful. And it knows, and it's just, there's benefit on benefit. Like, I know what it feels like if something feels like it's gonna hurt when I pick it up, you know? So like if I'm trying to pick up something on the ground and let's say I grab it wrong or something like that and I try to lift and it's like, ooh, let's get that better, you know? And so since I can do decent deadlifts and stuff, then I know what a good feel sounds like when I pick up 300 pounds. That this feels good, I'm not gonna hurt myself, my back's gonna be okay, etc., etc. Crawling on me. Well, what can you train, Bad Virus? Are you... Can you do like seated things to where like, you know, or lay down and like just move anything? Just maybe make you feel generally better. All right, there's that. Let's get this wire are set up here. Come on, get in there. Oh, never mind, I know what those are from. I was like, what are those two little bolts from? I mean, so obviously you're not doing any squats and stuff, but I guess my point was, like, is there a way you could, like, recline in a bench and just, like, do curls and then maybe do push-ups or dips or something and, you know, hang from it? I'm just trying to think of solutions. I'm sorry if you've already thought of that and you've already come to that conclusion that you don't want to do that, and that's totally fine. It's your life. As my wife would say, the problem I have with everything is I try to figure out a way to fix everything. They're separate feeds. So what you do to get this, if I'm using this plugin, Tim, is you can see there you can add new target and stuff like that. So all you have to do over here is I come over here, view docs, and then I go custom browser docs, YouTube chat, there's the address. Apply, pops it out, then I can just place it over here. Just drag it wherever you want to. So I just Twitch left, YouTube right. So, I don't know, what does it come in? Although it will double your bandwidth usage. So if you're doing it my way. There are other ways to do it, but the way I've chose to do it is this way, and I don't know, it works for me, I like it. This isn't the first time I've dual streamed though. You know what is, I mean, I have to say this because it's my kid, and I don't know why I'm on my lunch break. I forgot why I did that. Oh, because I was showing you the video of me being all scrawny and crap. Twitch Studio. Yeah, no, I'm not using Twitch Studio. I'm using OBS. I've been using OBS for coming on, what, 10 years now? No, OBS wasn't made yet. 8 years, somewhere around there. I used XSplit first, after video or Adobe Media Encoder, back in the dark ages of streaming. And now I use OBS. I like it because I can set it the way I like it, and then if I need to add something or change something later, it's usually OBS has an ability to do it, and I can basically just kind of hack it in there. And it's not super hard or anything. Time is it? It's 3:30. Yeah, I've been streaming for at least, I've been streaming it all for, I think this is year 11. But the first things that I started streaming on were not my own accounts. I was trying to make like kind of a company style streaming system where I have like a show and some other things, and it just didn't work out. So I went to basically just streaming under my own name. And I started that in like 2011, 2012. I know by 2012 for sure. So 2011, maybe even 2010. And just trying out all sorts of different things. Maybe one day I'll quote unquote make it as a giant streamer or something. But for now it's not bad. But between YouTube, between my YouTube, which has, what is my totals on there? I don't know. I've got like 2 million views on my YouTube total, and I've got like 3, maybe it's 1.8 and then 3 something on Twitch. Yeah, I got 3.1 on Twitch. I have like total of like 5 million views. I was streaming before my youngest son was born, so that answers that question. He's 10. So I've probably been going for 11 years. I've been streaming the same amount of time my wife has been working to try and be a professional writer. Because I started streaming in the first place because I was bored. My wife was like, well, I'm gonna, she wants to work on her books. And I'm like, well, by God, please do. You're really good at it, And so that's all well and good. And if you want to see or read my wife's books, ! Books. And it'll give you the links to those, which it's for the ladies in the sense of the happy fun time that goes on in the books, but the stories are really good. To the point that I'm probably going to read them just because. I guess it's just book. Yep, it's just book. The good part is none of these are full of oil. I probably should have checked that before I quoted this whole job, and that was my failure there. There we go. And nope, they're not. These look new. Did it just get this car or something? So anyway, my wife was like, I'm gonna write books. I'm like, great, do it. And so she started doing that. But the problem was, we'd put the kids to bed, and from like 8 o'clock till I went to bed, I had nothing really to do. I could play video games or whatever, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do something that felt more productive. And I always wanted to stream, so I was like, okay, let's try and stream. And so I did. Started doing like StarCraft stuff at first, and then I went from that to League of Legends, and I went from that to League of Legends to Super Monday Night Combat, and then from there to Smite. And Smite, I ended up actually working for the company that makes the game for a little while, and then I worked for an esport team for a while, and then I came back here. Because all of that is chaotic and stressful, and I didn't like it. It's fun, but super stressful because everybody's tooth and nail trying to claw their way to the top. And if you think that's fun, then by God, do it. But I did not particularly enjoy that. So, and also there's a ton of kids that are 17 that want to work for a gaming company, and they'll work for pennies on the dollar to do what I was doing for not pennies on the dollar. Because they don't have bills. They live at home. I have a family and everybody to take care of, so. Ooh, neat. Is Star Citizen ever going to come out? Or is it going to be forever in beta? Plugs aren't that old. They're pretty white. And that means what? Running lean? I know there was a lean code that we fixed a while ago, so that might have been leftovers from when that was happening. But you think they should have darkened up a little bit by now. F that, lift heavy things, throw your back out, be a man. Lift with your back. Let me get my new plugs. Here are my new plugs. Let's see if these even look the same. These are platinums, those are iridiums. I wonder if those are the wrong plug types for this car. So yeah, I've been on always trying to learn and do a little better with my streaming and all sorts of other stuff. Thought maybe almost political punditry was in my future, but nah, I don't like it as much. Now, I mean, there's times that I just got to get on and yell about politics on Sundays just because it makes me feel better, but I know nothing's really going to change. I'm just going to yell at people, and then I'll go home, and I'll be like, ah, there we go. I owned them. Those silly people that think they know what they're talking about. Mwahahaha. I know better, and then I go home and sit around and play video games and do nothing useful. It's that yellow cap you see in the top right of your thing. Boop, right there. That's the brake fluid reservoir. Reservoir. All right, I gotta gap these bastards because this one is slam shut. Maybe just a touch over down there. There we go, perfect. Man, these things are supposed to come pre-gapped. I haven't gotten a good gap lately in a while. I'm always having to adjust them. Because the gap's supposed to be 1 to 1.1, and the current gap is like, it's like 0.6. Way too tight. One more. Beautiful. Now what? You can kindly cough. Oh. Oh, quality gaps. Those things are all over the damn place. Yep, behind the hood gasket. Why, thank you, oh man. So, like, I think that's what I need to try and sell on YouTube. Isn't so much just the pure knowledge aspect of my repairs for cars, but like the good vibes we got, you know, the come hang out, let's just sit here and chill together. You know, you get to watch me fix some things, learn a thing or two, and mostly just have a fun time hanging out. Like one of those things. One of those things that I like to do is when I'm putting these in, is you be very gentle. Lower them in until you know that's on the threads and not on the NGKs. NGK Platinums. That's our go-to. Either we go NGKs or Bosch. think, I forget the other, third one. So you don't want to drop it on the electrode. Then something that I do, which I don't care how you fix your car, but I like to torque them. And I think these are torqued to 30, but we'll find out. Let's go here to, not that button, you dipweed. That one. Maintenance, tune up and engine performance checks, spark plug, mechanical including torque, 30 Newton meters. Look at me. Gap. Oh, these are gap to 0.7. When did they change that? Well then. Whoops. Pull them back out and re-gap them. I opened the gap too much then. Glad I double checked that. Rip. I was like, these gaps are so tight, like 0.6. That's exactly what they're supposed to be, you dumbass. Oh, whoops.
I believe he'll do it.
Why didn't you come down here and kick me? I think I already have it, Tim. One of my friends gave me a ship for that game a while ago.
Gave you what?
A ship.
For what?
Star Citizen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a game.
What kind of shit is it?
I don't remember. A little light class fighter, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fancy.
It's not shit like we can go sail on.
No. You want to go sail? Play Atlas. Atlas is a game about piracy and sailing and going and fighting the Kraken and all sorts of fun stuff.
See, the only games I play are sports games.
You're one of those guys. You play like Madden 2 2022.
That's it. I buy that game every year.
I'm sure you do.
That's it.
You are what's wrong with the gaming industry right now.
Hey. Why am I what's wrong? I'm what's right.
All right, Dave, calm down. He's calling my music the white rage music.
Oh, it is.
It is. What did they add? Last time I looked at Star Citizen, you had like a fighter. Yeah, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Slipknot, Metallica, Ice Nine Kills, Bad Wolves, things like that. I don't know who Henry Rollins is. Nickelback. I like me some Nickelback, man.
Give me my nickel back.
I don't know why everybody hates him so much. I think it's just trendy. I hope my computer can handle Star Citizen. Is it a monthly subscription for that game? Or is it you just buy the game? So what you want to come over here and fuss at me for? I know, but you said you haven't come down here and given me grief yet today, so. Because I was super interested in Star Citizen when I first heard it, like everybody else that exists. I just never actually like played it yet. I have an account though. I have to go find out what's going on with that account. Hope nobody stole it. That'd be sad. Alright, all the plugs installed. Now let's get our coils in. You're fine there. I don't know why I moved you. I just felt like I needed to. Bosh, 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 bosh. Boshy, 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 bosh. Except these are Denzos. Hey. So the wife and the scouts are supposed to be camping again this weekend, but she said X-nay on the camping A because she just was gone for a weekend. And now they're thinking of rescheduling the whole thing because that cold front's going to be coming in here Wednesday. And it's going to be, instead of a brisk, balmy 50 to 40s to 50s at night, it's supposed to be 32 or 31. And they're like, I don't know if we want to take a bunch of 10-year-olds out to go camping when it's 30 degrees. That sounds like just a bad time. No, they would be at, I think it might be Camp Crystal Lake. I can't remember. I don't remember what campsite it was, but it was something out in Lexington that's not too terribly far away. It's like from here-ish, it's like 30 minutes.
One of my buddies that went with me this weekend, he was talking about when he took his kid for Boy Scouts, and it was so cold that they were frozen, so the beer was frozen.
So you got his frost badge.
The hell with this, he got out of there and left.
Aw. Got his frost badge. Did they stay all night or did he leave early?
They did stay all night, but then the next morning, he said they sent out like a four-wheeler or whatever to get the stuff. He said they didn't even wait for that to get out of it.
Packed out. It's cold. These do come with dielectric grease installed on them. If you were not aware, dielectric grease.
John, isn't your dad a baseball fan?
Yeah?
Right?
No? The only team that matters, the Chicago Cubs.
I see while we're watching the World Series, and have you seen everybody wearing pearls?
I was wondering about that. What's up with the pearls?
So I think he's a pitcher on. Anyway, see, all these like big name players all have like multiple gold chains on,
Yeah.
and he was making fun of them. So one day he decided to wear pearls.
I saw that dude wearing pearls one day.
He pitched like a hell of a game, so he's like, I ain't
These are my Lucky's pearls now.
taking one now. And now he's looking at the crowd like everyone's got pearls.
And if you had pearl stock, you are now rich.
Yeah. Somebody's making a kill off fake pearls in Atlanta.
Yeah. Somebody's making a killing off fake pearls in Atlanta.
I think they're called playoff pearls.
Give me some of them fancy pearls. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yep. It happens from time to time. as I call them. Every once in a while we get them good customers that, you know, they come in and they try to fix the problems as we recommend them. Come on, stop. Sorry, just adjusting my camera. I think that's it. I did the coils, I did the flange, I flushed through the coolant. I gotta fill it up with coolant, but yeah, I think that's it. I gotta put on the turbo line. We were just letting that drain. But I don't have any other bolts laying over here. And I'm all out of parts. I'm here to kick ass and install parts, and I'm all out of parts. So who wants to go? All right, I gotta hit the restroom. I really gotta pee. So give me just a minute. Oops. And see, now I'm going to sit here and second guess my repair video. But we shan't do that. We shall, right now, do this. Let's use the vacuum fill. If you have never used a vacuum fill before, I will show you how it works. Although I don't have any coolant mixed up, so another problem for another time. Close both valves. This is a snap-on vacuum fill. Plug in the air line. Pull the... So what we're going to be doing is checking to make sure it holds the vacuum. So stop there for the moment and see if it sits there and drops. It might drop just a touch right as you shut it off because like everything's equalizing in there, but once it settles out, it shouldn't drop anymore. So that's what I'm looking for now. And if it does, what you do is you start wiggling things. I can't tell if it's dropping. This is one of those things where you gotta walk away from it because if you stare at it too long, it'll trick you. Think something's leaking when it's not. Hi, lady. How are you?
Good. Smells good back here.
Good. Does it smell like candy? What?
Wait, what?
What does it smell like?
Pancakes?
Oh, pancakes? Okay.
Yeah. What would you say?
I said candy. I don't know. This is sugar cookie, so I hope it smells like, probably smells like sugary pancakes. I guess it depends on how you take your pancakes. Oh, gross. Gross. If I could highly encourage you, if you have not done this, please consider going over to the YouTube, hitting that subscribe button and or that like button, because I'm trying to build up 2 platforms at once, because I want them to feed off each other. And if you are extra bored, yeah, that hasn't moved in any significant way. So let's go ahead and fill it. Let me get my water mixed up here. My water and my coolant. Should have enough to do this one after I mix up this. Get all mixed up. All right, so like I said, this was, well, I didn't say it, but okay. So we established it's not leaking, and now we're going to pull it the rest of the way into the green to get a full vacuum as much as we can. I pretty much go until it like really slows down, like right there. It's good enough. And then you go ahead and get your bottle of mixed coolant, stick the other end, usually comes with a little screen that keeps contaminants or large chunks out. Stick that in the bottle, and then open the valve, and you can just sit here and watch it drop. it might not get all the way to the bottom. If that's the case, just refill this and continue on. So that's why it's got a valve on it. A very nice valve at that. So here in a second, I'm gonna go like that. Shut this off. We're gonna add some more coolant and water to this jug. Twitch, I need to go get some more water. So hold on to that thing. And if you're watching on Twitch, if you really want to support, load up both streams. Help us pump up our numbers. Don't want them wrecking numbers. Let me grab another water jug. Hopefully we have one. This is so Ken was like, stop yelling at me. Why are you yelling so much? And I was like, I'm not yelling. I can yell if you want me to. I was like, you've been here on Sundays when I'm yelling at the thing. He's like, I know, it's awful. And Missy's like, I don't think I've ever heard you really yell. I was like, because I don't. Unless it's Sunday. And then Ken's like, don't you dare start yelling right now. Don't you dare yell right now. Missy seemed concerned. She had that concerned look on her face like, he doesn't get loud. I was like, oh, I can get loud. Exactly, Spur. YouTube is better than Twitch. I mean, let's be honest, it's like voting. There's never a good option, there's always the least bad option. Which I would argue is part of our problem, but again, we're not going to go down that road. Don't you fall over. I am doing just fine. And fill it up the rest of the way. Now that we restocked our fluid. And for Volkswagens, I'll shut them off at 5 with these kind of bottles. Or pretty much all their bottles. Yoink. Because that's about as much as it needs, or else you're gonna have way too much in here. Because it will fill it up to the tip top. So then I crack it loose. And then what you do is you'll keep that valve shut because it'll hold the coolant in it until you get it out from around the car. And then you can just crack open the valve and drain it into the jug. It'll drain what's in the line back into the jug. And the last thing I do is I'll just come over here and take the airline and clean it out just so it gets rid of the excess water. Give it a little jiggle, you know. You guys know what I'm talking about, especially you guys out there. When you want to get just a little bit of the liquid off the end or out of the system, you just give it a little shake while you're, blowing through it. Yeah, 3 shakes is enough. I was just playing with it at that point. And so that, my good friends, is how you use a vacuum fill. Correct. All right, good part is it seems pretty clear, clean. Where did, oh, it's under that. We might end up having to suck a little bit off the top here because I did fill it up pretty high. Oh, I almost forgot an important step. After the after that, I, one, put my vacuum fill away, and then two, give it a pressure test to make sure the system is good. Make sure I don't blow off any hoses. I tell the story every time I do this, but if you missed it the first time, then it's fine. Once upon a time ago, I was fixing a car, and lo and behold, I vacuum filled it, everything went fine, and then I went to drive it, and everything didn't go fine because one of the hoses blew off. It stayed on with a vacuum, but it doesn't stay on when it was under pressure because I forgot to tighten a clamp. And I was going down the road, and the hose blew off and blew coolant everywhere. I was sad because I was like, man, you done fucked up, bud. Right, you got to blow back in it to pressure test the hose. And so you put this little cap on it. Are they going to do TwitchCon this year? Got to a nice 15 PSI. Then give these a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Give it a little jiggle. Yep, everything seems good. No leaks. The vacuum confirms no leaks. The pressure confirms no blow off. And there you go. That's how I use vacuum fill / pressure tester. And that kind of wraps it up for our thing here. We're gonna start it, let it warm up, check everything, make sure it does well. Oh, I gotta put the turbo lines back on, the ones that I took off that we had all that oil from. And then we can go test drive it, see what happens. Hopefully nothing explodes. So yeah, I'll get back to you when we have all the results. Did we fix it or not? It should. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be very sad. Oh, I gotta actually do a little bit of, whew, good thing I didn't blow off that heater hose. I need just a little bit of pressure because we gotta bleed the, oh shoot, what the hell? I'm making a bloody mess. Look at me screwing this up. I want just a touch of pressure because I want to. Air, air, air. That's way too much. I don't know what in the hell I'm doing wrong here. Oh, there we go. All right, we got coolant up. Yep, coolant's up there. As I just sprayed the hood. Yeah, you're making a bloody mess. So I'm bleeding out the heater core. Ooh. Yes, check engine light was on. It was P0 300 301 for misfire on cylinder 1, and also a catalytic converter inefficiency code, P0 420. 420, baby. That was all that. And this is what happens when you overfill the coolant a little too much. You make a mess. You get coolant everywhere. And my hands are clean. Not anymore. I think we're just gonna have to suck out some of that. Let's go get our sucky tool. Got it just a little over full. So I come over here to Eric's Bay and steal his. Because I mean, if Eric wants to fund everything, then by God, let him do it. Bring this back down on the max line a little bit. Bloop. Just there. Perfect. Just enough to get it off the top. Right down to the max line. I'm just worried my instructional videos are a little dry, maybe a little boring, not really very exciting. Granted, that's the point of an instructional video, is to get the information across, not necessarily to be exciting. But I'd like to make them mildly entertaining. Cool. Well, there's that. And then I just got to put that hose clamp back around the heater core. Yes. I just had to reel you back in. Good. They did. Matco Man showed us a battery tester that's a little, it's kind of, it looks counterintuitive because it's a wire. It looks like a jumper wire. It's about this long and it's got two big alligator clamps on it, and it's a battery tester. It's a Bluetooth battery tester. It just looks like a giant jumper wire, and you're supposed to just connect it to the battery and then it runs its test. You have to fight every instinct that you have to, like, you just take both ends and you touch the battery and there's just a wire between them. That doesn't seem right. But it works. He used it and it worked great. I liked it. I said we should buy one. Or we should make the boss man buy one. It's real slick. It's real simple. It's got a little app for your phone. You can copy paste all the information it has. It's wireless, so like you can run it and then you can go in the car and do all the other checks for like the charging system, and you don't have to worry about these stupid wires being everywhere. It's nice. I like it. If he doesn't buy one, I'll probably just buy one for myself. But I also told everybody in chat to be like, check on Amazon to see if there's a generic branded one that's not. Apparently, from what I understand, Matco came up with this idea, but it might not be entirely true. They were supposed to be coming up with it because they were trying to use something for their scan tools, and so they developed that. And then they were like, I mean, why don't we just sell this as a standalone tester? It seems pretty cool. How to fix a misfire on number 3 and 4. I'm having a stroke. You want to fix a misfire on 3 and 4? Well, we just went through an entire process of diagnosing this, so go onto YouTube, check out misfire diagnosis, and that'll give you an idea. What kind of car is it? I mean, you told me how to fix misfire 3 and 4 coil cider. So I know absolutely nothing. All right. Well, let's check the oil, which we're going to have to top up some because it's low. It's right on the min mark. Do we have an oil change sticker in here? We do not. I don't know when the last time the oil was changed. I don't know if it's due or whatnot, but we will just go ahead and add a quart and a half or so. It's about what it's going to take. (2018) Nissan Sentra. Could be anything. Could be bad coils. Move those coils to a different cylinder and see if it still misfires on 3 and 4. If it still misfires on 3 and 4, then it's not the coil. It might be the spark plug. Move the spark plug with 1 and 2 and see if it changes. If that doesn't happen, then you're looking at something more interesting, for lack of a better way of putting it. Mechanical, electrical, fuel. Does a misfire mess up the crankshaft? In what sense do you mean mess up the crankshaft? I like my bottle to be nice and clean. So that way when it gets blows or sucks, I can make sure it's nice and clean for anybody who's doing it. You also got to make sure the tip is nice and clean too. Don't want any grossness there. Nice. Damn you, Doc. Just made me choke. I was gonna say eyebrows are a rare commodity, lol. Don't look down a carburetor, it's like looking down the barrel of a gun. Free spray gasoline in your eyes. That's what I like in my carburetor. It's a nice free gasoline eye wash station. Is that serious? Yes, of course. Just not today. Of course I've had muffler bearing jokes. Type exclamation point blinker fluid. Just so you can find out how many times I've had to deal with a blinker fluid joke in the past 3 years when we started counting. Perfect. It's just right. All right, let's put that turbo line back on or else we're gonna have a bad time when we start it. And we'll be like, why is it not running okay? Well, because it's not getting the air it's expecting to get. the Schneider valve. Rob Schneider's a stapler. Rob Schneider was a woman, and then Rob Schneider was a dolphin. Now see Rob Schneider as a stapler. What about your turbo encabulator? Those are very important. I'm assuming you guys have seen that South Park. Try and get out some of that extra oil. Because this thing was pretty oily. Nah. About as good as it's gonna get. I ain't super worried about it. Most of it drained out of there. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do a TwitchCon this year and if they're going to do it not in San Diego and do it in a different state. Maybe Texas. Texas? Why, thank you, Relic. I try. I mean, it is stressful sometimes because, like, I just try to tell everything as best I can, but I'm always worried that I'm going to be incorrect about something or misdiagnose something. And then, because I'm not always right, I try to be as right as I can. I try to be as honest as I possibly can within the realm of reason. Like, I'm not going to tell you my social security number. Like, let's be serious. But if it's something with cars, I try to do my best. All right, all that's on. Let's give this a little bit of a rinse just to get some of this crap off so we don't confuse ourselves later. I'm gonna go fill this thing up. I want to clean out that oil leak too some, so that way we can monitor it and see how bad it actually is. If it's not nearly as bad as it looks, or if it's just dumping all over the ground because there's no under tray. Damn it, now I got Rob Schneider's a stapler in my head. Rob Schneider is a stapler. What do you know about pressure? Laces out. Ah! I haven't the foggiest idea what the average flat rate is because I don't get paid flat rate. I get a delightful hourly rate. And we do that on purpose because they don't want us as the mechanics to feel pressured or rush to try and make money faster or something like that. They want us to do the correct job and take your time, get it done. Do it right. That means a little extra time, fine. As long as you're paying attention. And I go a step further by documenting everything with a video camera. But I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, so if you want to look it up, I don't know. I'd be kind of curious. I'd be kind of curious what the average hourly rate is here and how much it's changed in the past 6 months. Ah, where's my stupid blower? Where's my fill tool? There it is. $5 Harbor Freight filler. It's used for nothing but filling this thing up. And that is pretty much it, because the gauge is wildly inaccurate. Put that back over here, put the top back on it. I may have modified my blower or my sprayer here a touch. There. May or may not have. Whew. I just don't like, I don't know. I mean, I get the point. I understand flat rate. I understand why it's important and why some places need to use it, etc. And why some people love it too. Like, there are guys that work flat rate that can kill it. And they're good at it, and that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. It's just not my style. I like to pay attention to the very small details a lot. I don't know. It's a question I ask a lot. Because, I don't know, I turn maybe between 25 and probably 40 hours a week, and I work 45 hours a week. And some of these people are like, yeah, I turn 100 hours in a week. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. One, either A, you're only working on things that you've done before, and so it's just fast. You know what to take off and how to take it off and what you're doing, and that's all you work on, so it doesn't sound very exciting because it seems like you're kind of just doing the same thing over and over again. But you make a lot of money doing it. I don't know if I'd like that. I might get kind of bored. I like the variety that I get to deal with. Oops. Safety squints engaged. That looks better, generally speaking. Make sure I got all the droplets off, so I can tell. Harold, I would like the customer to, other than the fact that whatever they look at looks like a new part, I don't want them to be able to tell I was there. You know, I want everything to be like right where it was. I'm not super nuts about it, like, oh, this wire had a little dirt on it. No, like, you know, all the wires are bolted down where they're supposed to, they're on their proper clips, they're routed the way they're supposed to go. So, now I just want to try and make sure this is tidy enough that I can tell what the hell is going on. When we go test drive it and come back, we can pick it up, check it again, See how much it's leaking. If it's leaking anything and where it's leaking from, etc., etc. Just try to make sure all this is nice and clean. Because like I did that air compressor, and so I tried to make sure everything was routed the way it was, and tidied and neat. Do you work at a BMW dealership, I assume, right, Harold? All right, we can start it and let it warm up. Flange is on, vacuum pump's on, brake line's plugged in, coils are changed, plugs are changed, oil's topped up. We still got that bad wheel bearing. Remember, I wrote this down on the ticket, but this is, it's hopefully going to be next on their repair list. But let's make sure it's running well before we worry about that too much. It's not going to fall off right yet. Might fall off tomorrow, but not today. Very grainy. Boop. Does sound like metal on metal. Because it is. The bearings are rubbing on the races. Sounds like it's lost all its grease. Washing my hands again. I am not disappointed with this Purple Power hand cleaner. It seems to be just as good as Gojo. Powers off grease and grime. Powers it off. Eh. Really? That sounds interesting. Are they teaching you how to work on electric cars? All right, children, stop fighting. Come on now. Bearings are metal on metal. Yes, 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 we know. I forgot 2 bolts. The 2 little T20s that hold on the coils. So let me just pop those in real quick. What did I do with my, oh, here it is. It's just little set screws, but again, want to make sure I get everything back the way it was. Stay. Most of the time, it's pretty rare that I find these with these still in them. Usually people just leave them out. And I'd be willing to bet they probably just forget about them when they take them out. Are there probably a couple people that'll just throw them out? Sure, but... Okay. Don't blow up. I would appreciate it greatly. Hooray! It runs smoothly. Smooth. For your information, FYI, it's something that I have slightly considered is, I don't know if they'll let mechanics work part-time at a shop or a dealership, but let me clear out these misfire. We'll clear them out before we go. We can let it warm up. Did I plug in? I don't think I plugged in the coolant temp sensor. That's why our fan's going ape crap. No, I did not. Plug that in. There we go. Now it'll see a signal and turn that off. Wait for it. Nope, you're gonna make me turn it off and restart it, aren't you? Yep. Well, we can find out how fast those fans can spin. That's what happens if you don't have a working coolant temp sensor. It'll do that kind of crap. See, engine coolant temp sensor signal too high. It'll turn the fans on full tilt because it doesn't know what the temperature is in the engine, and it will rather overcool it than overheat it. So, cheers to that. All right, let's try that again. We just cleared out all those codes. Now it should run more calmly without sounding like an airplane going to take off. All right, no fault codes immediately. 15, 16. No misfires, as you can see here. Boop. And we'll also load up the temp. There you go, engine coolant temp sense. Who is messaging me? What is Twitch partners messaging about? Okay, I don't care. The vacuum fill is the best method of filling up these types of engines just because of how finicky they are with air bubbles and stuff. And even then I might need to bleed it out some more. It's a possibility. Like there's a bleed screw right here. Granted I bled that up there, so maybe that took care of it, but we might need to crack that loose. I don't think we'll need to, but no misfires. That was one of our main complaints, was the customer stated that when they accelerated, the engine rattled really bad, which I assume it meant it shook really bad because, you know, it was misfiring like crazy. Happy Halloween to you guys. Happy late Halloween. Happy All Saints Day, I guess. If you're Catholic. Was the religion that I grew up with, so. Hello from America. .52 Celsius, heating up just all right. Just all right. We're not hemorrhaging anything, are we? We already pressure tested it and everything. Nope, we're good. Nice and dry. Well, as dry as it was on the ground before I let it down. Hello, Qatar. Not terrible, not terrible. Now you did it. Is it hot? That sucks. It's because German. Yeah, I have to read most things in Celsius and millimeters. I'm mostly metric because everything I work on is European. Not I'm European, European. I'll be here all week. What, are you traveling right now? Doc? You heard the UK is going imperial. Oh, we're doing good. It's just heating up now. We're letting it run. Oh, Tennessee. Tennessee. Did Austin improve his car and now he's revving it? So he can prove that it still sounds good? Because that did sound good. I mean, that would be a thing to do, yeah, carve a pumpkin like a check engine light. It's the scariest thing known to man right now. So if you're enjoying the content, please do consider following the channel. If you really like the content, consider subscribing. If you're on Twitch, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe and or become a member. And if you're on Twitch, check out the YouTube. I have tons of videos over there from stuff I've previously done. So if you hadn't gotten enough of my random antics here, then you can find more there. But I'm just your average bloke fixing cars every day, trying to get on by, trying to stay healthy and generally live my life, raise my kids, etc., etc. So you get a little bit of everything here. You get cars, you get life, you get parenting. And also for some of you Twitch viewers, my kids he'll be 18 in like a week. So, my oldest child. So I have to know some of the crap that you guys know. Although my kids' favorite joke that they like to laugh to each other about is my youngest son will be like, "Hey dad, what does yeet mean?" Oh my god. I asked them that one time and I'll never live it down. Because I'll go to my kids and I'll be like, "Dude, what the f is this word and why is it relevant to anything on the internet?" "Oh dad, you're so old." "Yeah, I know, thanks, shut up and tell me." Or else you might not get old. Just kidding. Oh yeah, I did. I read it, and then I've thought about it, or I was thinking about it, and then I forgot to get back to you. I also forgot to get back to my friend who asked me if I could work on a Subaru this coming weekend, and I was like, I don't know, maybe. And now it seems like all that's changed. I mean, from what I understand, yeet is just to throw something. He got yeeted. He got tossed out, kicked out, whatever. It'd be the equivalent millennial term would be chucked, or maybe boomer term. He got chucked out of there. Just chuck it across the room. I don't know why chuck needs to be thrown so much, but apparently he does. But that's not even the latest term. I've known what yeet means for a long time. What do I think about stage 1 tuning a car? I don't know exactly what that means. So I have no opinion on that. Nice, the Wilds. I got 3 boys. They're 17, 14, and 10. The 14 and 10-year-old fight like dogs and cats. The 17-year-old plays peacemaker amongst them as best he can, or just yells at both of them like we do. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the story. Any messages on the dash that it's upset? Nope. Let's give it a little gas. Help it warm up a little quicker so we don't have to sit here for so long. I mean, we could just take it out and drive it. I don't know. Something just seems off. I can't quite place it. It sounds fine, but it also, something's bugging me. I can't quite tell what it is. I'm probably just hyper-focusing on it. Tighten that clamp. I'll tighten the 2 turbo, or the 3 turbo clamps. Alright, because I don't want to be going down the road and blow off a clamp. That's no fun. I'm going to have to crawl out and get it. Nope, that one's tight. I know I got the other 2. I double check myself all the time. I go back, check it, and I go back and check it, and I go back and check it. I'm like standing there and like, man, I tightened that. Yeah, I did. What about that? Oh, yeah, I did. No, yeah, I did that. What about, no, yeah, I did that. You know. Time check's 4:42. I guess, I don't know, traffic's not bad. We can go drive it. The short answer, Tim, is I won't have enough time to do that if I wanted to. I barely have enough time to edit my own videos. But the giver in me wants to do that, but I know that's not going to work. No, don't apologize. Third Rock, my weekend was fine. Although Friday I was ready to burn the place down. The story for Friday was, we got to Camp Barstow, which is where we were camping. They got their assignments for what campsite they were at, and so then we had to go pack in and set up camp and stuff like that. I help my wife and stuff set up. I get the tent set up, and then she organizes it the way she wants, and she sets up everything else. So I just get, I get the home built, and then she fills it in. Pretty much like what we do at home. And so we got there and we were looking where to set the tent, because we have a 10-person tent. Because the main reason we got that tent back in the day was because when she would go camping when they were younger, she would have maybe 2, if not 3 children with her. And 3 children camping in the summertime, going swimming and doing all that crap in a tent this tall is a nightmare, because everybody's trying to change in there and everybody's wet and soaking and whatever. So we got a really big tent. And it's, it's huge. You can walk around in it. It's got plenty of room. It's basically 2 rooms. And so they love the tent. It's great. It's like a tiny, tiny house. And so the problem is it's really big. So we got to the campsite. There wasn't any more room. Everybody else had already sent up their giant tents. And so we had to tent somewhere in a more cramped area, and it was wet. It was cold. It had just been raining. It was still kind of like that, mist drizzle, where it's not quite raining, but it's not exactly dry. It was just miserable. And I'm sitting there trying to set up this crap in the dark with 1 flashlight, and I was ready to set the whole forest on fire just to make myself warm and give myself more room. I was throwing crap. I was breaking sticks and branches so I could walk around, kicking over little tiny, little shrubs and stuff that were in the damn way. Because it was on the path too, so I wasn't really worried about that. Let's make sure we have heat in here. Come on, up we go. All the way up to high. Yep, we got heat flow in here. Could be warmer. Unless the auto heat is trying to adjust it. Alright, we're probably gonna need to go out and drive it. So let's go ahead and get out of the looker here. Ooh. Nice, Tim. I got my TikTok going also, which I haven't made any today. All right, let's go ahead and get out of that. Close the controller, go back. We'll just close out all that junk, unplug that. I guess we'll consider this is our last thing to do for the day because we're just gonna go drive it. So I'll load up the phone and hopefully it can handle sending the information to the stream. Building pressure, so that's good. And the coolant hasn't turned gross yet, so that's off to a good start too. I might drive it and then come back and be like, let's drain that out and refill it again with some fresh coolant. Pressure coolant. Burp, 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 dirt, dirt. Dirt, dirt, go. Initializing streamer protocols. Counting down. Live. Live coming straight at you from the car. To which I will be driving. To make sure that everything runs okay. There we go. Did I mention I like the fact that this car's got heated seats, so my butt will be warm. All right, let's go out of here and go on a quick test drive. Wrong click. Yoink. Yoink. Turn this off. Sun's at that level. I'm hoping it's just got an air pocket in it that I can lead out, like moving it around. If not, we'll find out real quick if it's got an air pocket and starts overheating. Oh, come on. We gotta check the power steering fluid in this thing. I'm a little concerned that I don't really have much heat right now. There was some when I started. Oh no, these people run around with their high beams on all the time. That's awful. I want the vent. Face. There we go. No heat yet. That bothers me. I might have to flush the heater core. Oh, wait. Wait, oh, nope. Listen to that wheel bearing. Yoink. I can turn this heater down. I wonder if their heater core was working before they came. Oh, I can tell why their tire wore out on the inside. This thing's dragging. This thing needs an alignment. I don't really want to go too far until I figure out why I don't have any heat in the engine compartment, or in the passenger compartment. Let's go up this hill, give this nice little change of angle. Hopefully we'll go down out that way, so it'll change the angle too. Maybe work out any air going up and down bumps and junk. But if I don't get heat on this test drive, probably pull it back in and we'll flush the heater core tomorrow, see if we can get some heat back in this thing, or we might not have burped out the air correctly or enough. Or maybe something's broke, I don't know. Can't be sure about that either. But I figured it had heat when it came in. They didn't complain about that. There, I can't see around the bush. There we go. We're good. Oh, there's a person standing there. Ah! It's all right. Camera thing let go. There we go. I'm sitting at the stoplight waiting. I ain't worried. All right, now we're off. Yep, I have the heat on high and I got no hot air. We're gonna have to figure that out. Whether it be air pocket or no flow. We're not overheating though, like temp gauge is doing good, so it seems like we got good temp flow. I don't think the thermostat's stuck. Might be stuck open. Nah, it wouldn't be stuck open. We wouldn't have heated up that quick when we were warming it up. It had warmed up real slow. But it warmed up at a pretty fine pace. Yeah, more because one of the indications of lack of heat or lack of coolant in your engine is there's no heat in your car. You don't have any heat when you turn on the heat, so that has me nervous. If I felt hot air coming out right now, I would be like, let's just go around. But I want to figure out why we don't have heat, and it might involve me pulling off the entire heater core and flushing it. But both hoses and then flushing it backwards and forwards. I know they didn't request that, but I don't like not being able to tell if I have coolant in the car. Roll down window. Well, that was a quick test drive. I was expecting it to be longer. But that's okay. We got a few more things we want to look into. We need to check the power steering fluid in this too. Awesome. This car is kind of rough. What'd you guys do? Why are they coming for you? Thanks for the ride, 4 stars. Yeah, I did vacuum fill it. But I still had to get some air out of the heater core. Even then, I made sure I had air in the heater, or I had the air out of the heater core. I bled the heater core too. That's why I'm kind of sus about why it's not. I'm worried it's plugged up, because when I was looking in the coolant that was coming out of the heater core line, it was slow. Oh, there's a big temp difference between those two. I can't do this hot. The bottom hose is 153 degrees. The top one is 124, or 51 Celsius and 65 Celsius. That's hot. We're gonna let this cool, burp itself. We're gonna probably have to give it a good flush. Although I don't like how dark that coolant got. I flushed the bloody system, and it's like, it's fucking, sorry for my French, it's blue. How the hell is it blue? I know it wasn't that color. Look at that. That's just straight up blue. I added straight pink to it. Does red and green make blue? That is weird. I have never had it do that. Maybe, my thought was maybe there's some sort of stop leak in there. Oh, that's not good. Did I just get screwed? You get shades of brown, okay. So, because blue is one of those primary colors. That is a little too blue for normal people's, I don't even know. I don't know how in the hell that has just happened. I flushed through the bottle, I drained the radiator, I drained the block, I flushed through the heater core. What is left that I didn't flush out? That's wild. Right? Like that's a crazy blue. Look at this, Noah. So this car had like a green coolant in it, okay, because it was leaking. They put in green. So I flushed the heater core, I drained the block because I pulled the flange out the back of the head, flushed through the radiator just using the bottle and drained the radiator to make sure that all that got out. Yeah. And then I vacuum filled it with pink. Look what color it is.
What the fuck?
That is wild. I don't know how it turned that color of blue.
It's the pink and the green?
But pink and green make like
Not blue.
brown.
Yeah, not
It makes
blue.
like poop.
What the fuck? I wonder what the fuck is getting in it.
That's like, yeah, that might be like a leak testing. Wait, hold on, let me get the UV light. Let's see if it's UV reactive.
Oh yeah. I've never seen that before.
It doesn't seem particularly UV reactive. Yeah. No, it actually just looks kind of red under the black light. And it just looks, it's so blue.
It's bluish purple.
This is through the top, so it's not the bottle being, well, it could still be the bottle being stained, but like, that is a wild amount of blue. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite that blue where it comes to a liquid. Even our blue water isn't that blue. And it's supposed to be blue. That is crazy.
It literally looks like washer fluid, like concentrate.
Yeah, it looks like concentrated washer fluid. That's a good one. That's a good way of describing that.
I've never seen it. I wonder what you're making it.
This seems like a good TikTok.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You know anything about Volkswagens or Audis? I don't think the coolant's supposed to be this color.
Let's make this a talk tick. I'm so sick of seeing every time I load up TikTok, it's
Well, if you own it more often, you actually
it would start seeing my preferences and stop giving me that crap. But why does it start off with that crap?
don't know because that's what's popular.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't like.
Yeah, I know. It's disappointing, if you will.
It is. It's really annoying. But it gets better after
It's sad.
you have to start liking videos.
Yeah. But that means I actually have to use the program.
Yeah.
Don't make me do that.
Although it might change it depending on what content you post too. So
Oh, so I should stop posting the... Oh. Oh, never mind. I know why it's...
oh my god, we did two in thirst traps.
Trying to give myself an easier handle so I don't have to worry about dropping it. All right. Yo, I need your help. Flange was leaking, had green coolant in it, drained the block, replaced the flange, flushed the heater core, flushed through the radiator, cleaned out the bottle as best I could, test drove the car, and now that it's all nice and warm, the coolant is blue. I put in nice and pink. It was nice and pink when I started, and now it is blue. What the hell? Like, oh my goodness, this thing is so blue. And this is what went into it. The Volkswagen pink. That has turned into this. It is so blue. I'm trying not to blind everything. I'm confused. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment. I would really, really find it useful.
The only thing I could think of is if that coolant that was in there was more yellow than green.
Oh, now I gotta go through all my bloody hashtags. At least they give you a fancy history of tags so you can just quickly put them on there. Stop. Post. Thank you. Jeez. That's why I used VW coolant in the Audi. Oh, that explains it. It's like they put G11 in it. That's like the color of G11. But it wasn't, definitely was not G11 when I started. I guess I'm gonna have to flush it again tomorrow. Either that or call up the customer and be like, yo, what the hell did you put in this? Might have been in the heater core. But we got no movement in the heater core. I need to flush the heater core out tomorrow too. Okay. All right, well, we'll worry about this tomorrow. I'm not worried about this tonight. It's 5 o'clock. We close in 20 minutes. It's 5:05. We close in 25 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and kick off and go help them pull stuff back and get ready to go home. But my wife just I was like, well, what do you want to do this afternoon? We can go play some baseball, you know, do a little pitching practice maybe. And my wife's like, well, your middle child will go and do pitching practice if it gets him out of algebra right now. Lol. He would rather go pitch, which I know he doesn't like to do, but he would rather do that than have to do math homework. Maybe I'll teach him some math while we're pitching. I mean, I would totally ditch math if I could go play baseball, but I love baseball, so it wouldn't be punishment. It wouldn't be punishment. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is, oh, I need to check that too. I gotta check my schedule and see what the hell appointments I haven't put on November yet. Hopefully there's nothing tomorrow. Let's make sure there's nothing tomorrow. Doot. Nope. Tomorrow's election day. I have a follow-up the 18th, something on the 23rd, and that's it right now. So at the moment, week's clear, won't be late, won't be early, leaving, unless there is an emergency. So, bright and early, as soon as I get here and get settled in enough to start streaming, I will be live. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the flip side. Thank you all for watching today. I appreciate it. Don't forget to go check out YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, TikTok. Oh my God, I have so many socials. I hate social media. Why can't we just have like one place where we just do all this stuff? Anyway, have a fantastic rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.